What's up, Athletes Lab family and friends? It's Coach Beard. Welcome to tonight's episode of Outside the Lab, our brand new video series where each episode not only brings you a ton of good information, but also connects great baseball people of all ages in our area. Let's get right to tonight's show. Tonight we've got one of our own with us, Coach Adam Windham from St. Stephen's High School and our 14U Showcase team. Coach Windham, welcome to the show.
Hey, Coach. Thanks for having me on.
Obviously, you and I have known each other a while and worked closely together with high school and the Legion and now at Athletes Lab. But for those who don't know a lot about you and your background, take us through that, if you will, from your playing days up to your coaching experience and kind of where you're at today.
Yeah, so I'm a Catawba County boy. I played baseball at Ford. Also played for Post 48 for 4 years. And had the opportunity to walk on at Appalachian and play for a couple months up there before the coach asked me to go and walk back off. After college, I was able to get my first job was at Northview Middle School, where I was able to work with an awesome coach, and Coach Mackey. I was his assistant coach, went on to Ford, became an assistant JV coach, assistant varsity coach, and then a head JV coach for 2 years, and then spent a year at Maiden as the head baseball coach for the middle school. And then for the past 7 years, I've been the head varsity coach at St. Stephen's High School. So I've had a unique opportunity to coach at all levels from middle school through high school.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's one of the things that's so special about you is you've seen so much, man. You've been, like you said, on campus up at Appalachian. You've been from middle school all the way to high school, Legion ball, now the Showcase. And that's really cool. You know, I know that I'm kind of the same way. It kind of broadens your horizons. It gives you tons of perspectives, and you see things differently and pick up things along the way. I know you mentioned a couple names there, Coach Mackey. There's some great baseball guys in the area, and so that's cool. That's awesome. So speaking of, you're talking about all these experiences, and certainly you've seen a lot and done a lot, and high school, Legion, they're all different. They're all, they bring on their own set of challenges and different things. And now it's second year in the Showcase deal here at Athletes Lab. So why Showcase? I mean, what's the advantages there of all the things I'm sure you could do baseball wise? You've decided to coach Showcase ball in the summer. Why Showcase?
Well, and I had a couple of years as your assistant coach over at Post 48. But what I really enjoy about the Showcase circuit, and especially Athletes Lab, is the competition. So, with my rising freshmen, they could go and play Post 48, but they're probably not going to be getting a lot of playing time. With us, they're able to get on the field every day. We're able to develop them inside the lab. And then we're also able to go straight to the college coaches, and we try to get as many college campuses as possible when we set our schedule. So it's all about competition. It's about the development, and then also the exposure.
Yeah, I agree. That's something you and I have talked about, and other coaches is particularly with our younger guys who, you're exactly right, maybe not be ready for the demands of a Legion season and that type of competition. There's really not a whole lot of other options. The high school league has kind of died out around here, and Junior Legion, there's not as many as there have been. So I agree. We're in a unique setting and have a great opportunity to get guys playing at a high level, developing at a high level. And you're right. A lot of it's just opportunity. And what a great opportunity our guys have with the new Performance Center and all the coaches in there, from Grant and Aaron to Audra and Ryan and all that's going on in there. So I agree. And obviously going to the college campuses and being there with the coaches is certainly an added bonus. Let's talk some more about those, the Showcase deal. One thing that I think folks find tough, at least, maybe I do from the coaching side, is in high school. I know you do this at St. You guys get going very early on, August and September even. Even if it's not skill stuff, you're with your guys, you're building that sense of team and camaraderie, and then it all kind of culminates with the season, and then you get to the summer and 2 weeks later we're playing and we're going to showcase and so just talk a little bit about how you kind of marry those two experiences and how do you bring a sense of teamwork and camaraderie so quickly to a showcase setting, especially since that could be a key factor in putting a good product on the field over the summer.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously it's way easier to build, have that team chemistry in a high school where you got all year to do it. We can go and do team building activities. It's a lot more difficult with the shortened summer season, bringing guys in from different cities and schools and counties. I think a lot of it is modeling it as a coach, showing our players what it means to be a great teammate, because a lot of times showcase ball gets this stigma that it's all about the individual.
Right.
And if we want our guys to be successful high school players, they have to be great teammates. Anybody can be a great teammate when you go 3 for 3, but we're looking for those guys who are great teammates when you make 2 errors and strike out 3 times. That's when your true character comes out. And so, it's about modeling it. It's about really talking to the players individually and explain to them what's expected of them. And obviously being a great teammate isn't optional.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's so cool that you and so many other guys. I'm coaching the high school ball. Coach Vogel's in the program. He's obviously at Fred T. Ford. All these guys are in the high school or in the public school system somehow, and to kind of see those things brought together, all for the good of the players. That's really cool. I'll tell you another thing is I think the addition of the new performance center and having that place year round where we can see guys, even if they're in their high school season, even if they're playing football or whatever, and they're only able to get in there a time or 2 a week, maybe in the off season, just, being there, seeing each other, working together, that's certainly really cool. It's cool, and it's been fun to watch in the past 3 months, that we've been open, guys from different teams, maybe from different areas who didn't even know each other, kind of how they're developing those relationships. And I know they're itching just like us to get back on the field. And speaking of, take me through your summer schedule. Now, obviously that's probably going to get changed with all that's going on. But where are you guys going this summer with the 14U team? What are you looking forward to? I'm sure you got some cool ones on the schedule.
Yeah, I got with Coach Aaron, and we worked together to really create a fantastic summer schedule. I'm really excited about it. And it's probably going to change, but there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to play summer baseball this year. So hopefully everybody watching, make sure you're ready, because it'll be here before we know it. We started out with May 15th through 17th. We're going to Big League Camp, which is a state-of-the-art baseball facility that everybody that I've taken to absolutely loves it. Clemson baseball has a fall camp there, so it's a great place to go and play. We take a weekend off, and then we're basically have a home tournament. We're in Hickory. We're going to be playing at the Crawdad Stadium. I've talked with the tournament director, and he's trying to get LR to be a host as well. So we'd be playing games at the Crawdads and at Lenore Ryan, which would be fantastic. We'll have the next weekend off, and then we have our fun trip. We get to go down to Charleston. So we've been able to work in a fantastic tournament, but also have a destination tournament, if you will. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun there. Every year I try to have my favorite tournament. That's obviously the Appalachian State Tournament, where we get to go play on a turf field. And also when we're not playing at App, we'll be playing at Walker Stadium, which is where Caldwell Community College plays their home game. So get 2 college campuses in one weekend. The next weekend, June 25th through 28th, Coach Aaron found the East Tennessee State University tournament. So there's a ton of colleges in that small area right there in Eastern Tennessee, which I'm really excited about getting some exposure over there. We'll take July 4th off, and then we finish up in Greenville, South Carolina. So another hot spot with college baseball campuses through there. So it's 6 weekends with a couple weekends off in between, and it's shaped up to be a really fantastic schedule where we get to do a lot of traveling, but for the most part, stay within an hour and a half of Hickory.
That's awesome. Yeah, you're talking about all the schools that are within an hour and a half of our area. It's incredible, and a couple of things that's stuck out to me there. I heard 3 states: North Carolina, Tennessee, South Carolina, I mean, how many fantastic institutions there are in those 3 states, and others, obviously, are border states with Virginia and Georgia. But playing in 3 states, playing at a couple different levels is cool too. I mean, you mentioned a JUCO field, a D2 field, an LR, several D1s, Appalachian, East Tennessee State, and then the Crawdads even, at a pro ball field. So that's cool, and I think that's important too. That our guys obviously want to play on the fields, and that they want to see the coaches, and that's obviously the biggest part of it. But while you're there, I mean, tell our guys, make a weekend of it, man. I mean, go see these campuses. I mean, what's it like at East Tennessee State University? I mean, how does that compare to College of Charleston or wherever you guys end up? So I think that's neat that you guys have worked in several different levels of baseball and providing a ton of experiences to our young men and their families. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. I was actually about to hit on that. It's a twofold with these showcase tournaments that we have here. Obviously, we're trying to get some exposure. But on top of that, we want y'all to go and check out the campuses. You have this opportunity there. Go look around, because when you commit to a school, you're not just committing to the baseball program. You're committing to that school. So you got to make sure it's somewhere that you want to be for 4 years.
That's right. That's right. So often our world is all about experiences, and what kind of experience can you provide for people. And I would encourage all of our folks listening, when you go to these places, do that. I mean, make a weekend of it. Don't just play 4 baseball games. Go experience the town and the campus, and see if there's things going on. And because you're right. I mean, not only are you there to play baseball, but you're there to live and to be a part of that community, and obviously to get your degree. Speaking of experiences, kind of follow me here. We're talking about the shutdown, and who knows when we're going to get back going, and experiences with our kids. Obviously there's a lot of experiences our guys are missing out on in their school seasons right now. Talk to our coaches for a second. I'm sure we got several of our coaches and other coaches around listening. What are ways that you as a high school coach are connecting with your guys, trying to still provide some neat experiences, creatively, virtually, however you're able to do it? Because I know that's a hot topic for our coaches is, how do we still reach out? How do we still be a part of our guys' lives? Hit on that for a little bit.
Well, first, I haven't done enough, to be honest with you. It's been a whirlwind over here in our household with a 17-month-old. My wife works at the hospital, so it's been daddy daycare every day, and while I'm trying to get schoolwork done while she works. But I've been trying to, send some notes through Google Hangouts to my players, check in on them. I'm also planning on handwriting a letter to at least all my seniors to let them know how much they mean to me, if not everybody in the program. You talk about experience. There's a handful of experience that I've had coaching that I always remember. And one of them, unfortunately, will be the last game of this season. And with one of our seniors who's trying to go play in college, his season was cut short. And the embrace that we had after that final game, I see it was the last one to leave the field. It's something that sticks with you. And we always talk about play like it's your last game. Play like this is the last time you ever step on the field, because you never know when somebody will take it from you. I try to talk to our guys about, hey, we had a kid hit bat number 300 2 weeks into the season, broke his hand. His senior year, he's out for the year. And this is another example of it now. Their senior year has been taken from them. So just another example of, you want to be proud of the way you played when you stepped off that field. Doesn't matter about the results. It matters about how you played the game.
That's right. What an awesome message and a reminder. I mean, how quickly, you hear it all the time. You play it like it's your last, and how quickly it can be taken away from you. But I mean, we had that kind of hit us right in the face, and I feel bad for guys and gals all over the nation. But like you, I especially feel bad for our seniors. That's pretty neat, reaching out and writing a handwritten letter, and I'm sure those guys will appreciate it. And I mean, there's tons of ways to reach out and stay connected. I know personally it's challenged me. I've done more with technology in the past 3 weeks than I have maybe in the past 6 years since I've been out of college and teaching and coaching. So, kind of the silver lining in this all is it does force us to look for other ways and be creative and get better and reach out to our guys. I was glad you mentioned some of your guys going on to college. One thing I wanted to ask you was, man, you guys have had several over the past 5 years or so have opportunities at the next level at several different levels. You've had guys like Weston and Coach Chapman who are at JUCO, and I know Gavin's headed to LR, and JD obviously headed to Wake Forest. Talk to us, and more specifically, talk to our players listening out there. What common traits do you see amongst those guys? These are guys who are obviously good high school players and contributed at a high level at St. Stephen's, but are good enough to go on and some of them play some really big time ball. What do you see the same about those guys?
First of all, they're grateful for every opportunity that's out there. So I've talked with some players who wanted to go play college ball, but the colleges that wanted them, they felt like were beneath them. And that's no way to get to the next level. And none of those guys made it to the next level. With the guys that made it, they were very excited about every single opportunity that presented itself. Their number one trait was accountability, and they held themselves accountable. I never had to, it was rare that I had to get on one of these guys that's playing in college now. But when I did, it was a short conversation because they always shut it down and said, "Coach, you're right. It won't happen again." So they held themselves accountable. And in doing so, when they held their teammates accountable, their teammates listened to them because they knew that they expected the same out of themselves. The next thing is being a great teammate, like we talked about earlier. They were fantastic teammates. They were always there to pump each other up and to lead in a positive way. We talk about at St. Stephen's, raise your hand if you've ever struck out on purpose or made an error on purpose. All right, so we don't need to get on somebody for doing that. But what we will hold someone accountable for is when there's a lack of effort. And with those guys that went on to the next level, there was never a lack of effort. They wanted to get better. And it's great now because they come back. We invite them back, obviously over spring break or over Christmas break. Guys that stick around local, like Coach Chapman, who's at CBCC, he's able to come to practice a lot with us. And our younger guys see what it takes to get to that level. And so it's a win-win situation for us. Here we are putting guys in college. They're coming back and giving back to our program.
That's awesome, man. Ton of good nuggets right there, guys. If you're listening, accountability, that's something I know all coaches are thinking about right now. We send things to our guys and suggestions and workouts and drills, and but what are they doing? Are they working out? Are they throwing? Are they doing things to be ready whenever this shutdown's over and the word go is said? And I know certainly those guys you talk about, you wouldn't at all have to worry about them being a good teammate. That's awesome. It seems like when you put others first, things just seem to kind of work out. And so that's awesome. And then giving back, that's really cool. And I know, a lot of those guys are local. I know guys like Weston had a brother in the program. So, they're around and that's awesome that you guys have that at St. And again, players, ton of good nuggets in that little segment right there. So make sure that you're picking up on that. Coach, I appreciate you joining us. Any final thoughts for our listeners before we go?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this, and there are going to be a lot of events in our lives that are going to be negative situations or threats, if you will. And anybody can play the victim, but it takes a truly great player to turn those threats into opportunities. So the colleges now are going to have a shortened amount of time to recruit this season. And so this is a great opportunity to separate yourself from everyone else. Be putting in the work when no one's making you, when nobody's watching, and when the season starts this summer, you're obviously going to rise to the top because the cream always rises to the top.
That's awesome, man. Again, fantastic stuff right there. I need to go back and watch this and take notes. You really brought it today, Coach. So, hey, I appreciate you coming on. Hopefully we'll see you on a baseball field sooner rather than later. I know everybody's chomping at the bit to get out there. So, Coach, thanks again, everybody. Coach Windham from St. Stephen's and from the Athletes Lab 14U team. We'll catch you next time. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.